Most bosses have big bodies. Sometimes they are towering figures, literally big, and sometimes they have big bellies or represent someone who is well fed. Bowser is like this, King Dedede is like this, and so is Ganon in pig form. Dr. Robotnik, King K. Rool, of course. To me, it seems like being kings has something to do with it. They are well fed because they are kings. They may also be represented as gluttonous because they have access to material power. At the same time, though, they are also big, as in very big, towering above you. Not only do they exist at the top of mountains, castles, etc., thus towering above you, but they themselves are also a tower one has to climb. Some bosses are sometimes a structure in themselves, a series of platforms the protagonist has to climb up. They are a castle within a castle, so to speak, thus evoking infinity. Apt since this bigness makes them feel bigger than humans, kind of like a god, so to speak. At the same time, though, the use of big bellies to represent bosses makes me think of bellies, of human bodies, the material flesh. They are gods, but they are also the highest representation of bodies themselves. Pure bodies, pure animal, soulless. I think that's why they are a villain, because they both represent the infinite, towering above our limited body, and the ego itself as an embodied thing. Pure body. To confront that as a protagonist is to confront, I think, the union between mind and matter. So, between subject and object. The protagonist represents, I think, pure subject. A subject surrounded by platforms and objects. These platforms coalesce slowly into living beings. They become more dangerous. Their intention to kill the subject, the will of the world that relates to you as an object, becomes clearer and finally gets clustered together into a boss, the object-made subject. That is why confronting them is such an ecstatic experience. They are both the culmination of your adventures, the climax to the adventure, and the lowest pit of hell, the most difficult and painful experience in the game. By transcending the boss, you transcend the subject-object duality which they represent. Subjectivity becomes embodied in the whole world, and your body becomes just one more object in the whole world. You become unalienated from your environment while also becoming an object.